What's up, guys? Welcome to Dynasty Drip today. Today's topic is going to be 5 moves I'm trying to make during your Dynasty offseason right now. We're going to start off with a couple that seem to be more like buys, maybe a swap, then a couple sells to finish off the episode. What I want you guys to do is give me 30 days to make your Dynasty team or your Dynasty knowledge better. Hit subscribe, give me 30 days, and if you aren't better than after that, feel free to unsubscribe. But I'm telling you, you're going to learn some stuff. And I'm really here to help you win your league this year or in the future. But let's get it kicked off with the first move I'm trying to make in the Dynasty offseason right now. I was looking around the KTC Keep Trade Cut rankings earlier, and someone who I think is a pretty good value right now is a guy who just got traded not too long ago. It's going to be George Pickens, man. They have him at wide receiver 33, which, you know, I'm not saying that it's like crazy high. I think he's been higher in the past. He kind of saw a dip with some of the Steelers situation, but I personally think the Dallas situation is awesome for George Pickens. I mean, he's going to be in a pass-heavy offense. He's not going to be getting double-teamed because of CeeDee Lamb. He's with a quarterback that has supported multiple weapons in the past and also can put up pretty big numbers when he's healthy. And, you know, George Pickens was a very good talent. He makes those plays, still just 24 years old. So my trade idea here is, can I trade Luther Burden to get George Pickens? This is nothing against Luther Burden. I like him. You know, I have him in the first half of my second round of rookie drafts. But to me, I think George Pickens is more of like a late first kind of value. And I'd feel pretty comfortable paying 1 first-round pick to go get George Pickens if it's a late first-round pick. He has the talent. And basically one of two things. I guess I'll add a third thing if he just completely flames out and is a terrible player, which I guess could happen. But one of two things is probably going to happen in Dallas this year. Either he plays well and he re-signs with Dallas, or he ends up getting a decent contract somewhere else, probably where he's going to be the 1 or 2 option on that team. And so when it comes down to it, I think he's worth the value, and he has the age that he's going to continue to just hold enough value that I don't really see it not working out, at least to this degree for George Pickens. If he's ranked as a wide receiver 3, I'm all in on that price tag for George Pickens. Next one's going to be a running back. Some could say a forgotten starting running back in this league, going to be Tony Pollard. I mean, yes, he splits with Tajay Spears. I think I'm interested in both of those guys. But for me, Tony Pollard is a value right now. Currently RB 35 for what projects to be a top 24, at least top 35 running back. So you're at least getting fair price on this guy. And from what I'm seeing right here on KTC, if I trade the 211, I could get Tony Pollard. This is very similar to the DeAndre Swift trade I was talking about last week on my video, where if you're picking at the late second, you're probably, you're a playoff team looking for starting pieces, flex-worthy pieces, starting lineup pieces for your dynasty team. And that's what Tony Pollard is. The 211 is not going to give you that value most likely. Of course, you could hit. It's what's fun about rookie drafts. But in general, I'm taking the Tony Pollard side of this trade if I'm trying to win games this year. He played very well when he was on the field last year, and I think it's safe to say I would project Tennessee to be a better team this year. They got the number 1 pick last year, so pretty hard to be worse than they were last year, especially offensively. Now, this third one, going to be a little fun. What I'm suggesting here is a Ferguson swap. And what I mean by that, first I'm going to talk about Jake Ferguson, the guy I'm wanting to trade away. I like Jake Ferguson. He is a good fantasy football player. He is not league winning by any means. He puts up okay points. But as I talked about liking George Pickens this year, I think what's going to happen is Ferguson is going to fall from probably the number 2 weapon in that passing attack to the number 3 weapon in that passing attack. And I don't really know if that's going to make his value increase. And he's only getting older. And as we saw with Dalton Schultz, is the Cowboys can kind of make these tight ends seem a lot better than they are. And then as soon as they leave, their value potentially just goes in the tank. Dalton Schultz all the way down in the 20s for dynasty tight ends right now. So I think for me, Jake Ferguson, can I turn him into Terrence Ferguson, someone I really like, went to the Rams in the second round. KTC says this is a pretty even swap. Tight end 16 for 18. I prefer the rookie who is walking into a good offense in the Rams that are probably going to be looking for a number 3 pass catcher. Now, I know I just said Jake Ferguson's the number 3 pass catcher, but I think the Rams have shown, that the way they wanted Ferguson, they viewed him as a late first-round pick. They came out and said they were willing to take him potentially if he had been there and they had not traded back. So I like going to get Terrace Ferguson right here for Jake Ferguson. I think since this is a dynasty format, I think this is a trade that's going to pay off dividends for your team moving forward. Now we're going to move into kind of two sells, two guys I view personally as just overvalued commodities right now. They're both rookies. First one's going to be Jaylen Milro. I mean, same thing I've talked about with most of these players. When I say to sell a player, it's not that I don't like him as a guy. I just think the value is a little high. And for me, Jaylen Milro up at QB 29 right now, I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I understand if he hits the field, he has athletic upside. So I guess I don't mind taking a shot on him. But the way I'm going to phrase this today is I think there's another rookie quarterback who is currently ranked below him, who I have above Jaylen Milro, and that's going to be Tyler Shough. I mean, Shough's probably going to be the starter for the Saints this year. I mean, Spencer Rattler could beat him out, I guess. I don't think Rattler is anything special. And, you know, they took this player, no matter how much you like or dislike Tyler Shough. Yes, that's correct pronunciation if you guys didn't know. The Saints chose him in the second round over some other quarterbacks still on the board. So when it comes down to it, they went and got the player that they wanted, and we need to put some value into that. If he is named the starting quarterback for the Saints, his value is going to go up. So even if you do not believe in him as a long-term dynasty asset, from where he is valued today to where he's probably going to be valued to start the season will be higher. If you don't believe in him, that is your window to sell him. And I haven't fully decided yet. I think I'm waiting for a little more information. But at least for me, that value gain he's going to get when he probably becomes the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints is enough for me to have him over Milro. You could trade him for Milro plus when he signs or when he becomes the starting quarterback. And for me, that's how you play Dynasty. You sell people at their peak and you buy people who are going to be a little lower. There's a lot of excitement for Milro now, but Sam Darnold's going to be the starter. He's going to be the starter this year. Milro's value may decrease as the season goes on. Now, moving into our final player of the day. It's going to be a running back. Going kind of at the late first right now in most drafts, Caleb Johnson. Now, I think Caleb Johnson is a very good player. He was drafted in the third round of the NFL drafts. I think he deserves to be going kind of at that late end of the rookie drafts, just because I'm not in love with any of the wide receivers besides Emeka Egbuka at that range. But for me, I think a lot of people are forgetting two things about the Steelers running back room. I'll even add in a third thing. First off, they do not have a quarterback yet. So unless they sign Aaron Rodgers, it could be not the best offense, which is going to be tough for Caleb Johnson to pay off at this price tag. Second, Jaylen Warren is a very good player. And he's not going to just go away because Caleb Johnson is there now. He's going to be there. And the third thing, and I think this is the thing a lot of people are kind of overthinking or not thinking enough about. How interested were you in Najee Harris last year in Pittsburgh? That's probably a pretty similar split, if not maybe even more in Warren's favor than to what we're going to see this year with Johnson and Warren. And that was not super enjoyable. I mean, Najee was fine, but he wasn't first round pick fine. And so you have to think about how it looked last year and what could maybe be even a worse situation for these Pittsburgh running backs. So my trade here is basically I'm going to go get someone in Alvin Kamara who I think is going to outscore Caleb Johnson, and then someone in Tyjae Spears who I still believe has a potential 3-year window in your Dynasty League, whether it's as a complementary piece to Pollard, whether Pollard goes down, whether it's on his second contract. The fact that you can get 2 stabs and replace, if not better, the production in the first season of this, it's a great trade. I really think this is a move people are not thinking about enough is, can I just replace Caleb Johnson's value with Alvin Kamara? If not, potentially beat it, and then add a piece on top, a Tyjae Spears, a future second that maybe could turn into another piece down the road. But thank you guys for tuning into the video. Like the video. Shoot me any questions in the comments about trades you have or stuff we spoke about in today's video. Really love engaging with you guys. Make sure to subscribe. Give me 30 days. Give me the summer to make your Dynasty team better. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you next week on Dynasty Drip.